Okay. Do you remember from your high school US history class when you were learning about the Cuban Missile Crisis? Kennedy used a very specific word when he was describing his plan to surround the island of Cuba with a bunch of ships and submarines so that no Soviet ships or subs could get past. One did get past, but that's a story for another day. He called it a naval quarantine, and he did that very smartly because he understood that the word blockade, according to international law, was a declaration of war. This was Kennedy signaling to Khrushchev. Remember, they weren't in communication at the time. There wasn't a red phone. That came after this. They were only able to communicate through like public declarations and then back channels. Basically like, okay, my friend of a friend is going to go meet with your friend of a friend in like a shady bar and then they'll take it back to you, right? So Kennedy very publicly calling it a quarantine, very clearly not using the word blockade, was a signal he was sending to Khrushchev that like, I don't want war. This is not intended to be a declaration of war. I want to find a way out of this so that both you and I can avoid going to war. And luckily, Khrushchev felt the same. Now, the difference here is obviously Trump doesn't care if we go to war with Venezuela. And I say that honestly, I don't think he wants to go to war with Venezuela. I don't think he wants to not go to war with Venezuela. I think he genuinely doesn't care. I think he wants to appear strong to his base, and the word blockade is a strong word, right? And I think he also wants to distract us that apparently the Epstein files are getting released on Friday. So let's pay attention to what's going on in Venezuela, but let's also not keep our eyes off the ball of like all the things that Trump wants to distract us from that are going on right on his doorstep. Also, remember my post from like just a few days ago when I compared this to the war in Iraq and oil? And I just like, I don't want to say I told you so because I'm a historian and I'm like more sophisticated than that, but like